everyone. I want to show you this because I want to look at it. Otherwise I should be going to sleep, to be honest. And I will definitely be blocking this by the end, as you can, I'm sure I don't even have to tell you that. This is the Waterhouse Oracle, and this is produced by Sacred Rose Press. It is an oracle system design and text by Bridget Ashwood. She has the same system with a variety of different artists, but this is one that has been on my wish list ever since I saw it. I actually found her site because I was looking for a oracle card system to go with the Rider-Waite-Smith when I was really starting to kick into gear with my 3 voices. And I want to say that Quilfin might have found she had one that was based off the Rider-Waite-Smith. She's not publishing that right now, but then we quickly saw this one, and I knew that I had to have it. This is an actual system. It's a 30-card system of divination based on the classic archetypes of tarot, and this one features artwork by John William Waterhouse. There are all 22 of the major arcana cards represented. They aren't called by their names, but they are all represented here. All the energies of the major arcana are here, as well as 5 elemental cards: earth, air, fire, and water, and of course spirit as the 5th. Then there are 3 wild cards: choice, mystery, and passion. She says that this is perfect for small and detailed readings and include a polarity coin. I can't talk. There is a polarity coin here for the sun and the moon energy, as well as a 14-sided dice to allow for refinement of readings, it says, and deeper interpretations of the card. Of course, 14 dice that lets you roll the dice for ace through 10, as well as the 4 court cards. So let's open this up here. So you can see that it comes with a guide page paper thing, which let's see on the back. How do we want to do this? Let's start here. So the polarity coin, which is the sun and the moon. The sun is upright and the moon is reversed, so that way you can have reversals if you choose to use them. And then it goes through, you know what, let me put these in order of the archetype cards. I'll be right back. Okay, I've put these in order of the archetype cards, which are relating to the major arcana, the elemental cards, as well as the wild cards. And so we will get back to that in just a minute when we look at the cards. But let's see. So all of those, so it gives you, the names, the traditional names, the upright and the reversed meanings, as well as for the elemental cards. It doesn't go for the suits so much as coins and swords. It's really going off the elemental energy. And then we have the wild cards. Now, on this side, it gives us an understanding. This table reveals the meanings behind the pip and court cards in the suits of tarot. In this oracle deck, each suit is represented by 1 card only, the elemental card. When an elemental card shows up in a reading, you can interpret it generally, as well as roll the dice to determine the number on the suit. So you're going to have, obviously, again, as I said, 1 through 10, and then it has king is 11, queen, knight, and page, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So that's what you have there, and it gives you some basic keywords for upright and reversed, and it also gives you for the spirit of for the element of spirit, as well as having the king, queen, and knight and page, as well as ace through that in terms of this higher energy or the universe. So we basically have 5 suits in this oracle deck, as well as the major arcana represented. And then it gives you some spreads, which we are going to take a look at after we look at the cards. And it has a thing about the artist. He is John William Waterhouse, born in 1849 and died in 1917, and he is an English painter. He is one of my very favorite painters, and so I am very excited about this deck. Like, so excited I can't even hardly stand it. But let's take a look at the cards here. So again, we have the dice, which is awesome. I'm a gamer. I love dice. It's wonderful. And then this is if you're going to use upright and reverse meanings for cards. And then it comes with this gorgeous linen bag with this image on it, the Waterhouse Oracle, which is absolutely stunning. I don't generally keep my decks in bags, but because these have extra pieces, I probably will keep it in this gorgeous, gorgeous bag. It also came with a little black bag where the dice and the coin were in. Now, I don't know if Maureen put that in, but I think it came with it. Okay, so let's take a look, and let me get the paper here so we can flip this around and take a look and have that access to that, while I'm going to zoom in so you can see the gorgeous images of John Waterhouse. Here we have Freedom as the Fool. I'm not going to go through all of the uprights in reverse. It seems to me to be staying pretty close to the Rider-Waite-Smith. Now I may, what I did with the elements is actually put the elements in the corner, and I will probably go through and put the Roman numeral of the major arcana so that I just have access to knowing what those are. I did that in just a gold Sharpie marker there. So here we have Freedom. We have the gorgeous manifestation for the Emperor. Wisdom for the High Priestess. Development, so she's working at something here. For the Empress. Security for the Emperor. Tradition for the Hierophant. Partnership for the Lovers. Movement, oh, it's one of my favorite pictures. Don't let me start singing the Lady of Shalott. For the Chariot. Strength for the Strength card. Meditation for the Hermit. Love this. This image showed up also in the Tarot of Delphi as the Hermit. Destiny for the Wheel of Fortune. I believe that is serious. I wish she had put a telling what the painting was, that what it was taken from. I think that the Tarot of Delphi does that, and I think that that would have been quite helpful. Here we have Balance for Justice. Love this. Revelation for the Hanged Man. New Perspective. Here we have Narcissist. Here we have Rebirth for Death. Patience for Temperance. Self-Ruin, Pandora's Box, for the Death card. Or, I'm sorry, for the Devil. Upheaval for the Tower. Shipwreck, we get that. That's also in the Tarot of Delphi. Not this card, but Shipwreck. Gorgeous Circe, Renewal for the Star. Caution for the Moon. Prosperity for the Sun. Confrontation for Judgment, kind of having to face yourself. And Fulfillment for the World. So we have sort of the three fates, the body, soul, and spirit, all kind of blending together. Wholeness, yes. So those are the cards for the major arcana. Like I said, I will probably put, although most of them are quite, I think quite obvious, I don't really want to have to think about it too much in terms of doing a reading. I would like to see, because it's meant to be connected to those energies, and so I will probably put that up into the upper right hand corner. So that is the archetypes, so to speak. Then there are the elements, and so for the element of earth we have realization. For the element of air we have imagination. This is one of my favorite paintings as well. This is also in the Vintage Wisdom Oracle, and the air blowing, I love it. We have creation for fire, emotion for water, and then the divine, which is also one of my favorite paintings, and we have the divine for spirit. There are also 3 extra wild cards, she calls them, I guess just in order to balance things out. We have the idea of choice, that it's in your hands as a call to action. Overthinking it would be the shadow side. We have mystery. This is about the unknown, saying to let it go. We can't really know what's going on right now. You'll have to come back later, because right now it's not something that we can know. And then we have passion for desire and longing. So that's quite a beautiful card. And I know these 3 cards are in her various oracles, because this whole, like I said, this is an actual system. And so these cards are in her different system, depending, regardless of the actual artwork that she is using for the different ones that you can use. So now she does say about the polarity coin that some readers mix their decks up and shuffle so they're upright and reverse. She says that you can either flip the coin for every card, or only those cards in which you're maybe not entirely sure if it's in shadow or not, or because you just, you know, intuitively want to figure out if it's in shadow. And so this is a way for you to get more information about it. And then again, for the dice, you would roll that when you got one of the 5 element cards. So let's take a moment here, and then I will be back so that we can give this system a whirl. Okay, so now as you can see, I have blackened the edges, as well as I have placed the major arcana of Roman numerals on the top. There are a few that don't, because the divine is not one, or it has an element, or it is one of the 3 wild cards. But so I have put all those on the edges there, and then went ahead and blackened the edges, because of course, I mean, how could you not? I have obviously our sun and moon card here, as well as our dice. And so let's go ahead and see what kind of reading. I quite like how it shuffles. It is a very lovely thin stock. It feels quite similar, although nicer, I will say, to the Madame and Dora, just in terms of flexibility. Of course, it's also not a lot of cards, so some of that, you know, flexibility in shuffling could also be because there's not, you know, a ton of cards here. And I don't know if I said, well, there's 22, right? Then there's 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So there's 30 cards in total. 22 major arcana, 5 elements, including spirit, as well as 3 wild cards. Now, obviously, you could just read with these straight as oracle cards, and, you know, not use the extra things, but I'm going to, you know, obviously give it a go, because, you know, why not? Why not kind of do it as the system? And that really opens up a relatively small deck into being quite large. So let's take a look at the spread options. We have a 5 element spread, Now you can do it in one layer as well, and then you add a second layer on top of it, so that makes quite like a 10 card elemental like I do, which is so you're getting 10 cards out of the 30 cards showing up. So let's just give this a try. We're just going to play a little bit. Okay, so it's going to want us to have all of our element cards. So thankfully, I did this so that we can quickly get a hold of them. And again, you know, luckily there's the divine. And we're just looking for, we got them all. Okay, so what we're going to do is put these in the right positions. So we're putting air up to the top. We're putting, actually they're having earth to the top. I would probably move that because I have a very set way that I do them. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do it the way I do it. So for me, it is air and fire. How are they doing it? Fire and earth and water and spirit. So that's how I do my elementals. So I'm going to go ahead and do it that way because, you know, you just get used to the way that you do your own things. So that's what I'm going to do. And then what they have you do is roll the dice, and then I could flip for polarity. And remember, she does give you this entire chart here to give you the quick keywords, and then if it's you're going to use the polarity, and then so you know you have multiple ways of looking at it. So in the position of air, if I take my dice and I roll it, we have the number 9 show up. I'm assuming, yeah, 6, so that would be a 9. So that would be 9. So this would be the 9 of air, right? So this would be the 9 of air, or the 9 of swords. And that is often about, now I do like how she also has the primary numerology here, along here, which I love because I think it's so important. And then when you go across, you can go to air, and it has despair, anxiety, and depression. So there is an area in which this is depressing. Now I could go ahead and flip the coin and see that it is upright, which leaves this in that idea of depression or things kind of closing in over the mind. Now I would probably need to be honest, you know, maybe have a sticky tab so that I can remember what each of the things is as I go ahead, because otherwise I'm going to forget what that is. So that is the 9, and it is upright. And so then I can just stick that right there and let myself know that. Now, so then the next card, which is fire, we have 12, and that is the queen. So we have the queen. And she sets the queen as being a woman of authority and very perceptive in the Queen of Swords. I look at the Queen of Swords about creating an atmosphere because of the Mary L, with creating an atmosphere in which the mind and the intellect can thrive. And it is also, let's see if I can flip it this way, upright. I also see the Queen of Swords as somebody who has known sorrow but has learned from it. So here we have the Queen in upright. For Earth, we have the 2 of Earth and the 2 of Earth in reverse. So the 2 in reverse. So for me, it's about balance. The 2 is about balancing and juggling things, and in reverse, I would say that probably not doing a very good job at it, but let's just see what they show. Yeah, falling apart, dropping the ball, not really balancing things very well there. In the realm of emotions, and I'm obviously doing this quite quickly, we have the 3 of Cups, which is about things are out of balance, so obviously it's probably time to get some help and touch bases with people. and this is in the upright position. And then lastly, we have the role of spirit or the divine. It says divine. I think of it as the spirit. We have the king. So this is about authority, but it is of spirit, which is a new element. And this talks about higher energy. And so it's the development of metaphysical skills. Oh, that one we won't count because that was poorly done. And we have that upright. So we have a need to focus on the development of metaphysical skills. So let's take a look. Of course, I didn't really have any kind of question in mind, which is not very helpful now, is it? Okay, so then on the second, we're going to use the rest of the deck. And we are going to, I'm not going to flip probably for polarity because we already have the polarity set in the base, so I don't see any reason to double up the polarity. That's just me personally. So number 7, which is right here, we have a block for the idea of in the realm of fire. Well, see, they're doing it differently. So let's see, 1, 4, 5. They've kind of skipped 6. Oh, I see. 6 through 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6 through 10 use archetype cards. Oh, I think what I'm doing is I am mixing up two. Okay, see, we have this right here is 1. I kept going down here for the second layer, but that's the second layer for this one. So yeah. So 6 through 10 is going to be archetype cards that informs and affects the first layer. Okay. You can flip it for a solution and reverse it for an obstacle. So, you know, that might be good to do. We'll just do it that way for this time round. I'm not sure that I would do that every time, but let's just take a look. Split it. Okay, so we're going to start up here and lay the cards around, and they have them laying this way. And 5. Okay. Hopefully you can see all that there. Okay, so now in the realm of air, we had the 9 upright, so we had some problems that are going on there. And if we flip the, they just have you use polarity, not use the actual dice for this, because obviously you wouldn't get the elemental. So this is upright, and so one of the ways in order, you know, if right now there's problems with that sort of mental thing of the 9 of swords, we have a lot of anxiety, a lot of worries, and the movement card, which is the chariot card, finding our sense of self, our sense of confidence, our sense of you know, pulling the disparate energies together so that we can move forward is going to help us in this crisis of the mind. And then in the Queen, we have the upright Queen of Wands. And so, actually, I think I read that as the Queen of Swords. That's actually the Queen of Wands, and so that is about our creation, right? Obviously, and so this is in an upright position, so we have that creating an environment in which our creativity and our passion can flourish. And we also have the Queen of Wands here. So what we're going to see is whether this is going to help or hinder. It's going to help. And so we have tradition that's going on here, which is the Hierophant card. So what is going to help me create an environment for creativity and manifesting our energy that we have with the wands is going to be knowledge, gaining knowledge, getting knowledge from other people, gaining mentors, but lots to do with learning and learning in a tradition. under the earth suit, we have the 2 in reverse, so we have an imbalance. Some things aren't really balanced, and we're going to see if this is going to help. It's going to help, and we have revelation, and this is the 11, so this would be justice. Revelation is kind of looking through clearly. Narcissist is looking through an emotion, and we don't want to do that. We want to cut through the emotion and see things clearly and see things as they are, not as we wish them to be, and that's going to help us to choose, be able to focus our energies and get things back into balance and seeing what's important and what's not important. And then in the realm of the emotions, or the water cups, we have the 3 upright, the need to go to others and to have connection with others. And we have this in shadow. And so we have a choice in shadow. So I'm going to read this as we don't really have a choice in the matter. It just needs to be done. Just for sake of quickness. And here we have the sense of learning. It talks about learning with the King of Spirit. It talks about the king here is about men of authority, and it says, wait, is this the king? King. Yes. Knowledge and patience here. Somewhere I saw about reading, development of metaphysical skills. That was actually the knight. See, I'm not very good at this already, all right? We'll get there. Male teacher. So I'm looking for tradition. So I may be this tradition in a metaphysical sense, in a sense of a metaphysical way. There is a teacher that I may be looking for. I could be male. I don't tend to go just for male and female, but male and female energy. Somebody that might be able to help me. And we have her in shadow. So patience, which is the, actually I want to say that was for temperance, yes. Sometimes I'm bad with my Roman numerals, so let's make sure. What is this? Patience. So patience, yes, temperance. That's moderation and adaptation and compromise. But because this is in shadow, I would say that we shouldn't be compromising and I shouldn't be patient. That needs to be something that I need to take care of right away. So there you go. A very quick look at how you might do this full 10 card elemental spread, which I actually think is quite interesting, and it's something that I would do. I like the layers of it. I like how it functions there. I think that you could even not roll the dice, but simply do the polarity to know whether the element was in blocked or not unblocked, and then just do the cards on top of it. You could also do just that as well, although I think that the dice, going into the minors actually gives us more information. So let's take another quick look. I don't know how many of these I'll actually put on the video because I have no clue what time we're at, because I've stopped this a number of times. But let's just take a look at the wild card spread. So the first layer, it says to use the wild cards. So that's going to be the ones that don't have anything on top. So that makes also, see, putting those numbers on top actually, other than the divine, that makes it easier, I think, to go about and have things shuffled in and be able to grab the cards that you want. So they have this as passion, choice, and mystery. So these are kind of our positional cards. And use the die and polarity coin as desired. So if an element comes up, we use the coin and the polarity as we want. Passion is the question, the problem, or the situation. What drives the querent? What are their desires? Okay, so since we have 3, I'm going to split, and I'm going to take the passion from the bottom. Actually, we'll put it on top so we can see that, right? And then from the middle, I'm going to take for the choice. And then from the top, I'm going to take the mystery. So None of these are elements, so I don't need to use this. We can decide whether we want to use this or not. This is what drives the situation or the I guess we should. Let's just go all out. So this is in is upright or in light, which I quite like better than upright and reversed. So we have this in light, and we have the Chariot card. So what is it that drives me? The need for control. This is very common to come up for me. This is my birth card. The need for control is what drives me. The need to go with self-confidence, to really pull from the my internal self. That's very important to me, and that drives me. That's not surprising. Something that needs to be addressed is in shadow, and so we have revelation in shadow. This again is no, I said this was justice, but I think that I'm wrong there. Clearly I am wrong. I'm so bad with that's the Hanged Man. That's getting new perspective. I wasn't quite, I think you did well seeing things through, but I clearly messed up about that one on the last one. But we have revelation. This is seeing things from a new perspective. And this is in the position of choice, which is what needs to be addressed, what path needs to be taken. And it's in reversed. So how would you see that in reversed? Or in shadow. Let's take a look at what they say. Revelation in reversed is materialism and futility. So this is the idea of getting a new perspective. So this I believe was reversed in the first one as well. So I'm looking for Chariot. I'm looking for movement. This is what I want. My passions are movement forward confidently. However, this is something that needs to be addressed, is the fact that we have a perception that is imbalanced, and so I need to bring that back into balance before I am able to have this movement forward. And then we have the outcome or the result in the mystery, and we have here security. Whoops. Okay, let's try that again. And that was, I don't even know if that flipped, but we're just kind of roll with it because I don't want to flip it off the table. So we have security here. So the outcome will be, I want this desire to move forward and move forward confidently and strongly. I need to work on my perceptions and get things back into balance. Really being able to understand what is important, what is not, where to put my energy and focus, where to not. And when I take care of that issue, that's going to end me up with the Emperor, that kind of bringing chaos into control, which is going to, in my opinion, be a positive outcome. So there we have that. I just kind of wanted to show you these, how they might work. I'm quite excited to use them. I will probably be doing a reading relay to test these out, like I did with Madame and Dora's. I think I did it with that one. But because this is a whole new system and I want to give it a go, I think that I will probably do a few. I can't do as many as I did last time, but I'll pick a few, 3 or 4 questions and see what we come up with this lovely little deck. So thank you for watching. This has again been a look at the Waterhouse Oracle system that comes, I made a mess over here, that comes with this lovely polarity, light and shadow coin, as well as a 14-sided dice to choose whether it is what of the minors the element suit is. I think it's quite lovely. I'm excited to use it. I think it's going to be really neat. And again, just as a straight up Oracle card system, if you just want to use these gorgeous cards, I mean, please, they're beautiful. So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed this.